Imagine a secret alliance that could shift the balance of power across continents. What if two nations, separated by oceans and history, suddenly found their interests aligned in ways no one expected? This is the story of Iran and the Philippines, a partnership that could change the world as we know it. What strategic calculations could possibly drive such an unlikely partnership? This question is quietly rippling through intelligence agencies across the globe, sparking intense debate and analysis in diplomatic circles where seasoned diplomats and political strategists are scrambling to understand the implications. It seems improbable at first glance, a mismatch of geography with one nation firmly rooted in the Middle East and the other scattered across the Western Pacific. Culture, with Iran's deep-seated Persian heritage standing in stark contrast to the Philippines' diverse blend of Southeast Asian and Western influences, and priorities as each nation navigates its own unique set of regional challenges and international relationships. Yet, beneath the surface, evidence points to a carefully orchestrated strategic courtship, a dance of diplomacy that has been unfolding behind closed doors. A courtship that could reshape power dynamics across two continents, altering the geopolitical landscape in ways we are only beginning to understand. Iran, a nation defined by its revolutionary ideology, its complex relationship with the West, and its pursuit of regional influence, is reaching out to a US treaty ally, a nation that has historically been a close partner of the United States in the Asia-Pacific region. A nation also embroiled in complex and increasingly tense South China Sea disputes, navigating a delicate balance between competing interests. On the surface, they have little in common, their societies shaped by vastly different histories and cultural norms. But in the intricate game of geopolitics, appearances can often be deceiving, masking deeper strategic calculations and hidden agendas. Powerful undercurrents driven by shared interests and mutual concerns are pulling these seemingly disparate nations into a surprising embrace. This isn't traditional diplomacy as we know it. It's not about grand pronouncements and public declarations. It's a narrative built from hushed conversations in back rooms, subtle moves on the international stage, and carefully calibrated signals. For Iran, it's about forging new alliances, expanding its sphere of influence, and projecting power far beyond its traditional Middle Eastern domain. For the Philippines, it's about gaining leverage in a world of competing superpowers, diversifying its partnerships, and asserting its own strategic autonomy. The potential alliance represents a bold gamble for both nations, a high-stakes bet with potentially transformative consequences. A formal defense pact would send shockwaves through the international community, triggering a cascade of reactions and reassessments. It would challenge long-standing American strategy in the region, forcing Washington to re-evaluate its alliances and security commitments. And it would present a new and complex variable for China, adding another layer of uncertainty to its calculations in the South China Sea and beyond. For Manila, forging such an alliance is a monumental risk, a decision that could define its future for decades to come, one that could bring great reward, enhancing its security and bolstering its regional influence, or catastrophic failure, isolating it from its traditional allies and undermining its long-term stability. This story is far more than a mere diplomatic curiosity or a fleeting news item. It's not just another headline in the daily news cycle. It's a sign that the old rules of international relations no longer apply, that the geopolitical landscape is shifting beneath our feet, and that the world order is undergoing a profound transformation. The story begins with clandestine meetings, not public declarations. High-ranking Iranian and Philippine officials have met in secret, far from media scrutiny. These talks involve real power, people who can make commitments. The secrecy is deliberate. Both sides know a leak could invite overwhelming pressure from adversaries. Iran's offers are substantial advanced drones, missile systems, and joint naval exercises, tempting for a country seeking to modernize its military. Beyond hardware, Iran promises partnership and tactical expertise. The economic package is just as enticing: discounted oil and major infrastructure investments. For Iran, this is a way to break Western isolation. For the Philippines, it's a high-risk maneuver that could alienate the US. The talks remain in the shadows, every step calculated. Silence is their shield, protecting a fragile negotiation from global storms. Both nations walk a tightrope, knowing the stakes are transformative. The world may not see it yet, but history could be in the making. Iran's outreach to the Philippines is part of a larger strategy, a pivot to the east. Facing Western sanctions and isolation, Tehran seeks to break out of its regional box. By forging alliances in Asia, Iran aims to show its global reach and challenge US dominance. A defense pact with the Philippines would be a propaganda coup, signaling America's waning influence. Iran wants more than headlines. It wants a blue water navy and a foothold in Southeast Asia. Access to Philippine ports would extend Iran's naval reach into the Pacific, alarming US planners. The strategic waterways of Southeast Asia are global trade arteries. By partnering with Manila, Iran gains a perch over these vital channels. This is about survival, leverage, and rewriting the rules. Iran's move is patient and calculated, a long game to secure its place on the world stage. The outreach to Manila is a bold step in Iran's quest for global relevance. Why the Philippines? What makes this archipelago so important on the global stage? For Tehran, the archipelago is more than just a collection of islands. It's a geopolitical jewel of immense value. Its strategic location and unique characteristics make it a highly sought-after asset in the complex game of international relations. Its location at the crossroads of major shipping lanes, the arteries of global commerce, makes it a strategic prize, a key piece in the puzzle of maritime dominance. Billions in trade pass through its waters every single day, a testament to its vital role in the global economy. Control here is powerful leverage, a way to influence the flow of goods and resources across the world. Proximity to the South China Sea adds another layer of complexity and importance. The Philippines is a frontline state in a global flashpoint, a region rife with territorial disputes and competing interests. An alliance gives Iran a ringside seat in this contest, allowing it to observe and potentially influence the dynamics of the region, and new leverage against both China and the US, providing a strategic advantage in its own geopolitical calculations. Manila's current push for a more independent foreign policy, a desire to diversify its alliances and reduce its reliance on traditional partners, creates an opening, a window of opportunity for new partnerships to emerge. Iran's offer, a comprehensive package of support and cooperation, cheap oil to fuel its economy, advanced military aid to bolster its defenses, infrastructure investment to drive economic growth and development, aligns perfectly with Philippine needs, addressing key priorities and challenges facing the nation. The promise of energy security, a stable and reliable supply of affordable energy and military technology, is hard to ignore, especially in a region with growing security concerns. Investments in refineries and ports, crucial infrastructure for trade and energy independence, speak to development goals, offering a pathway to economic prosperity and improved living standards. Iran isn't just seeking an ally in the Philippines, it's offering a partnership with tangible benefits, a mutually beneficial relationship that could reshape the region's dynamics. For Manila, the package is compelling, a tempting proposition that addresses pressing needs and offers a brighter future. Perhaps irresistible, a game-changing opportunity that could alter the course of Philippine history. The stakes are high and the opportunity is rare, demanding careful consideration and strategic decision-making. The Philippines stands at the center of a new strategic equation, poised to play a pivotal role in the evolving geopolitical landscape of Southeast Asia. An Iran-Philippines axis would deeply unsettle Beijing. While China and Iran share interests, a formal Iranian military presence in Southeast Asia is a different matter. China sees the South China Sea as its own sphere. Another external power complicates its ambitions. Beijing could respond with diplomatic pressure and economic threats, leveraging its status as the Philippines' top trading partner. Chinese diplomats would quietly remind Manila of the benefits of cooperation and the costs of defiance. An Iranian presence could embolden the Philippines in territorial disputes, raising the stakes for China. Advanced Iranian weapons in Philippine hands would force Beijing to rethink its strategy. China might become more cautious or more aggressive to neutralize the threat. Public condemnation is tricky given China's own alliances, but inaction isn't an option. Expect quiet, intense pressure on Manila and backchannel talks with Tehran. The dragon is watching, wary of any disruption to its regional ambitions. This is a delicate test of China's diplomatic skill. For the US, the prospect of an Iranian-Philippine pact is not just a concern, but a strategic nightmare scenario unfolding in real time. It presents a complex challenge to long-standing security arrangements and diplomatic norms. The Philippines is a cornerstone of America's Pacific security architecture, a vital link in the chain of defense against potential adversaries in the region. Its geographical location is indispensable for maintaining stability and projecting power. A partnership with Iran, a US adversary, a nation viewed with deep suspicion and distrust, would be seen as a profound betrayal of trust and a direct challenge to American interests. Washington would respond with intense diplomatic pressure, a full-court press designed to dissuade Manila from pursuing this dangerous course of action.